The content in this magazine could contain references of topics and difficult subject matter that may be triggering. Please honor yourself, inner knowing, and proceed with whatever help or guidance you feel is intuitively aligned. Welcome to Sovereign Magazine Podcast. I'm Nicole George, CEO and founder of Sovereign. I'm so happy you are here. We are the magazine, podcast, and community guiding 5 million women to their sovereign selves. From heart-led conversations to magical meditations, our inspiring guests will show you how they can help you step into your sovereign self. Are you ready to listen to your inner voice and step into your power? Then keep listening to hear all of the intuitive messages meant for you today. Hello. Today I have the privilege of reconnecting with Michelle Santos Price, one of our amazing contributors. She is a seasoned energy and sound healing practitioner. And as the founder of the Providence Healing Studio, she is very passionate about helping her clients clear energetic clutter and find greater confidence. She also has recently launched Sound Bath San Diego, which is a collaborative space for deep healing and relaxation. She truly supports her clients' journey to holistic well-being while also creating a nurturing space for self-discovery and renewed inner harmony. Welcome back, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
I am so excited. This is your front cover article, and today we're exploring Inner Peace, Outer Tranquility, which is the November full moon issue theme. And your article is The Quiet Within, a practitioner's path to embodied calm, which is really a beautiful article because it is your journey from chasing the external validation to discovering how steadiness and quiet has become your center within. And you go on to describe how sound healing and vibrational therapy, as well as being intentional when needing to rest, which not a lot of us do, has become a perfect way for you to reconnect with your own natural rhythms and a true calmness within. So for those who haven't read your article yet, maybe give a recap how this whole article came to be and all of that.
Well, I think as a product of maybe combination of growing up in San Diego, California, and the competition that we may have experienced growing up, the competition of self, competition with your classmates, and then you get into your career. So then there's that competition, and then your friends, sometimes depending on your friend group, there's the competition of what do you have? Who are you with? Are you getting married? Do you have children? And it can be, and what I've experienced is that it is pretty overwhelming. And when you boil it back to everything, it's really about who are we really competing with or for? It's about being able to look at yourself in the mirror and to be able to be okay with the things that you have to sacrifice in order to be and do all the things that people have this expectation of you. The expectation as a friend, as a sister, as an aunt, as a cousin, as a daughter, all these things that you feel that you have to balance. And also growing up, sometimes being in that position where you can't say no. And you have to be at a point where you feel, and I'm just speaking from myself, you is the proverbial me, but you feel like you have to be everything to everyone at all times. And there was a point in my life where my health was being affected. I was really working in a pretty toxic environment. And I just had to take a step back. People also in my life were not well health-wise. Relationships were being strained. I was losing a lot of my support system because I was choosing this American dream of climbing this corporate ladder and doing and being, and I was really shutting out the things that were really important. That really the cost was the investment in time. It wasn't about showering people with gifts, etc. It was about the time. And so being able to really take a step back and reevaluate what in my life and in my opinion what was important to me, and being able to take that step and say, you know what, if I were to get really sick, who's going to show up? And why was I pleasing or trying to please the people that I knew would I'm not gonna say that they wouldn't care, because I think that there is some level of care, but that care is really associated to what am I producing or what am I providing to them? And I felt like that was a lopsided investment in the one commodity, I'll call it, that I truly had, which was my time. And so being able to take a step back and really think about what was important, and also invest really in those support systems and those relationships, and being able to realize that I am rich in the relationships. And that's really
Yes.
all that I needed. Mhm.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm like over here, like singing all your praise because I always say my currency is now time. It's not money. It is
Mhm.
not money. And, as busy women in this world experiencing all the constant demands of them, I have to admit, I have an amazing husband. He said to me the other day, I said, "Oh, honey, thank you so much for emptying the dishwasher. We all have certain days to do it, but he did an extra day." He said, "It's the least I could do, honey. You do 95% of the work around here." And I
Mm.
said, "Thank you for noticing." you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
am
for
I
sure.
yeah, I am the one that is at home more so I can do those little things here and there, but it doesn't go unnoticed by him, which was really nice. But the demands that we have, whether it's familial or children or friends or family, whatever it is, how can women begin to trust that they can slow down, that they can begin to lean into this inner peace, this calmness that you talk about, and that it doesn't have to be loud and powerful, that it can be more soft.
The way that I think of that is giving yourself the permission to be able to say no. And it doesn't have to be rude. It doesn't have to be with the feeling of there's going to be some kind of repercussion. You may need to reevaluate that relationship if there are repercussions for saying no, but really it's setting up those boundaries also, and being able to be comfortable, and I would say start slow. If you really don't have time to meet somebody for coffee, maybe just say, "You know what? This week really isn't good. Can we choose another day?" Sometimes just starting really low and slow. I mean, just like cooking, low and slow, sometimes is better because you get better results. And being able to say yes. And really, that's what we're trying to do. We don't want to remove anything necessarily from our life, maybe just change the obligations that we have from what it is that we not necessarily are in alignment with doing that activity, to saying yes or adding more of the yes items to us. So if that's a 5-minute walk, maybe you do that. Or if the person that wanted to meet for coffee or a meal, and but you still need to get that activity in, maybe just say, "Hey, I was planning on doing this. Do you want to join me?" And the other thing, and this is kind of a tangent, but I realized through my career also that sometimes going for a walk, if you have to have a difficult conversation with someone, is easier to have that conversation because one, you're not in your normal place. And then also you're shoulder to shoulder. You're not facing each other. So it's not as confrontational. And sometimes having a neutral space to be able to have that conversation, you're outside, you're in nature, hopefully, but to be able to have the sun hitting you also brings in the humanness of what are we really doing? What are we really talking about? And sometimes that can help facilitate your ability to say no sometimes. And then also just to connect with somebody else at a different level and being able to, really take care of yourself. We went on a little bit of a tangent there.
No, that's okay because it leads perfectly into my next. It really is more of a statement versus a question, but really, what you're advocating for is creating conditions for calm and stillness. And you talk about in your article that that can be an act of courage, and how when women decide to slow down a little bit, there can be some fears and resistance. But you just so beautifully answered the question I was going to ask is like, how can we lean into this stillness or calmness and as an act of courage? And you said we can stand side by side with somebody and have that difficult conversation. We're not face to face, we're not confrontational, right? And so it's doing these little things that you were mentioning in order to allow ourselves and our nervous system to feel a little bit more calm in the moment when we're trying to do that act. But I know that you also have something else that is really helpful. So I think this is a perfect time to move into our steps to our sovereign self. And you often come on here and do beautiful visualizations slash meditations. And today you're inviting all of us to get into a really comfortable space so that we can go on an invitation to calmness within. So, if you're not in a space where you can really take this in, we're going to be going on a good, probably 10 to 15-minute journey with Michelle today. So, I highly recommend either pausing if you're driving, make sure you're in a safe space because we're going to be like walking with some colors and doing some magical stuff. So, I'm going to hand it over to you and I'm going to enjoy this visualization with all of you.
Yes, thank you. Let's just go ahead and get into a comfortable spot. Again, just making sure that you're safe and that you are in a place where you can fully relax. And so just taking a nice deep breath in and releasing that breath. Just giving yourself permission to pause, to rest, and of course, to meditate responsibly. I invite you, if you're sitting, if you can place your feet flat on the floor, just feeling that ground beneath you. If you're lying down, just being in a position where you won't go fully to sleep. And closing your eyes or gently lowering your gaze. Just allowing your shoulders to soften, just relaxing the jaw. And just letting your breath settle into its natural rhythm. So, this meditation will take a gentle journey, walking through a landscape of a forest where colors and sensations and affirmations will guide you back to your own center of calm. I invite you to take another deep breath through the nose and slowly exhale through the mouth, just arriving fully here with nothing to do but walk this path in your imagination. So imagine that you're standing at the entrance of this beautiful, peaceful forest. The earth beneath your feet is solid and steady, and the soil is rich, dark, and strong. As you begin to walk, notice a soft red glow surrounding your steps, as if the earth itself is offering you grounding energy. Breathe in this red light into your body. Feel the stability and safety rising from the ground into your legs, anchoring you. I invite you to affirm silently, I am rooted, I am supported, I belong here. Ahead, you hear a gentle trickling of water. A stream winds through the trees, shimmering with warm orange light. Kneeling beside this stream, I invite you to watch the water move. Notice how it's fluid, the playfulness of the water, and notice that it always finds its way forward. If you'd like, dip your hands into the stream. Feel the cool, flowing energy washing through you. This energy, this flow of water, is inviting creativity, joy, and emotional ease. The affirmation here is that I welcome flow. I allow myself to feel and to create. As you rise, you notice that the path leads you out of the trees into a wide clearing bathed in golden sunlight. The rays of the sun shine directly into your core, warming the space above your navel. You feel the glow of the yellow light filling you with strength, confidence, and choice. I invite you to stand tall, breathe deeply, letting this golden light ignite your inner fire. The affirmation here is I trust my inner power. I choose calm in every moment. From this clearing, you step into a lush meadow. The grass is soft beneath your feet, and wildflowers sway gently in the breeze. A gentle green light surrounds you, flowing into your chest, expanding your heart space. Breathe this in: compassion, love, connection. Feel your heart soften as you receive and open as you give. Affirm, I live with kindness. Love flows through me and around me. As you continue through the path now carries you to the edge of the forest, where it opens to a calm shoreline. Waves roll in and out, carrying the rhythm of breath itself. The water sparkles with shades of blue, resonating with your throat center. You inhale the fresh ocean air and exhale with ease, releasing your voice into the breeze. Affirm that I express myself with truth and clarity. My voice brings harmony. As the sun begins to set, the sky deepens into indigo. Stars appear slowly, one by one, illuminating the horizon. Bring your focus to the space between your eyebrows, where a soft indigo glow awakens. Let this light expand your vision, opening you to clarity and intuition. Affirm that I see clearly. I trust my inner wisdom. I invite you to tilt your head slightly upward. Above you, the night sky stretches wide, filled with violet and white light cascading from the stars. This light pours gently into the crown of your head, reminding you that you are always connected to spirit, to source, to something greater than yourself. Affirm that I am connected. I am whole. Taking a gentle, deep, nourishing breath. Feel all the colors, the lights and sensations flowing together from root to crown, creating harmony within you. Remember that the calm you've connected to in this meditation is always available. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or the perfect setting. At any time, with just a breath, you can return here. This is your sovereignty, your ability to choose how you meet the world, no matter what is happening around you. As we conclude this meditation, I invite you to slowly bring your awareness back to the present, gently wiggling your fingers and your toes, taking a nice breath in and out. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. And if you'd like to take a nice little stretch, you're welcome to do so.
Wow. I always love your meditations because they have color. I've never been through guided visualizations meditations with color, and I've never struggled to have my own visualizations, but I feel like it's just so much more rich with this color element. And so maybe perhaps you can share where you got that piece of knowledge or inspiration to do that, because I have not experienced one like that yet.
Oh, yeah. So, it through my various trainings, through intuition school, through meditation certifications, and through even sound baths with other people, and talking to other people, I didn't realize that for some, actually, it's very difficult for them to imagine colors. And also just to walk through, like, some people can see these images as I'm walking them through, they can see the grass, they can feel the coolness of the water. And so for those that are highly visual, I like to kind of invite that sense of creativity and also kind of take down the fear of I can't meditate. And so being able to provide some of the different elements of, imagination and what we know as colors, sensations, it kind of brings a sense of creativity, imagination, and also it distracts you sometimes from, wow, I'm meditating. I'm actually, trying to do, especially for beginners that really have a difficult time with, I call it a misnomer, where people think that they have to be completely free of thought in meditation. And that really puts a blocker for some people. And sometimes just walking them through some, even if it's like a 2-minute visualization, it opens their mind and their eyes and their heart, their psychic eye, their meditative eye, to experiencing something a little bit different. And, the great thing is that you're doing the work. I'm holding the space. I am providing you the guidance, but you're able to create this other world and how you see it and what is quote unquote perfect for you. People see things very differently, and I do like adding the visualizations, the sensations, to help people get into that space of creativity. When I started intuition school, one of the things that they really reinforced was playfulness, and being able to be in a space of wonder, just like a kindergartner. That's what they all, that's what was reinforced. We are all kindergartners. So play, be curious, ask your questions. And there really isn't, in my opinion, there isn't really a right or wrong. As long as we're learning and exploring and really being able to have this lightness and this curiosity. That's the thing that I love about people. Sometimes we get so deep into like, oh, well, I have to be sitting in a lotus position and holding this hand mudra, and for me it's just like, well, can we just get into a space where we can relax? I mean, that's not super relaxing to me in the way that I live my life is, I try not to have so many rules with, and maybe that makes me not a super serious, person that does meditation, but again, this is how I want to do my
Yeah. Yeah,
meditation.
you're giving us permission to be our authentic selves. And I love that. I love that so much. Well, if you love Michelle's meditations, so first of all, you can find her. She's in our community, community.sovereign-magazine.com. And she's all her socials are on the show notes. You can visit her in person if you're in San Diego. She's going to be having some incredible new, I won't reveal it for you, but some new things coming to her studio in probably November, December, maybe January-ish of 2026. So keep an eye out for that, especially on her socials and our socials. We're going to help her promote it. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate everyone for listening. Thank you.
Much love. See you in the next one. Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another soul-led entrepreneur here to help you step into your sovereign self. Subscribe to our magazine and podcast and join our global community for all the magic. Details to connect with today's guest or join the movement are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It helps us reach our goal of guiding 5 million women to self-sovereignty.